Hello, what is up? So I thought I would check out Spider-Man Remastered because I wanted to have a look at FSR 4. FSR 4, the DLL everyone's using for Ordinary 3, etc. And DLSS 4 also. And so this is FSR 4.0.2 on this. And I've actually had a look at DLSS 4 also. So I will show that after this run. But what I've noticed is before on FSR 4.0.1 there was a lot of I mean it literally cleared it up on that version actually, so when I'm swinging about there was sort of edge stability around the buildings, and now that's actually reappeared. So all I can think is because FSR 4.0.2 is it's a lot sharper with detail. It's I mean, I wouldn't say FSR 4.0.1 was blurry, but there was it wasn't as detailed as say FSR 4.0.2, and I believe that is why maybe it's again struggling with edge stability, just the temporo stability when you're looking at the buildings, the windows, when you're swinging about. And it's only games like Spider-Man, like Remastered. I think it was fixed on Spider-Man 2, so that's another game I'd probably have to look at to see if it's happening again. But it is on this game, Spider-Man Remastered, and I believe maybe that's a lot harder to train because that is one thing. We're going to have a look at DLSS 4. I mean, that is one thing that's actually blown me away with DLSS 4, actually, in this game, believe it or not, because it's actually definitely lived up to the hype when I'm looking at Nvidia on this game. It looks really clean, and the detail is really good. Everything is spot on. So it's literally living up to the hype in this game, DLSS 4. So I mean, it is amazing with edge stability when it's working well, DLSS 4, and it's like it reminded me of the first Descendant because it's looking like that with the edge stability in that, and that's another game FSR 4 at the moment is actually struggling with a bit. So maybe that sort of thing takes a lot longer to train an AI, like with this edge stability, because I'd say that is the only weakness I'm seeing with FSR 4. Everything else looks great. If there is a weakness, it's the edge stability. So not that it looks terrible. It's just it's not as good as DLSS 4 because it's looking great on the Nvidia. So I'd say that's the main reason really why DLSS 4 wins in this game, because it just looks great with stability around the buildings. It's just very stable, and it's not even got ray reconstruction. So there must be obviously something in it that it's just more stable even without that at the moment, and that is something AMD will. That's the next step for them really. So it's like they got the quality out, but they're just working on the edge stability. If you're talking about FSR 4, but the detail looks great. It's almost like the game's sort of been remade because that's how great it looks now compared to what I remember. Because I was literally playing this game on the PC on the 7900 XTX. So I was playing it on that, and I remember FSR 3 just looked terrible. So it looked bloody awful with hair quality, and that's another reason why I wanted to do this video. Was because there's a certain mission I wanted to look at with Mary Jane, and the reason being is because even at 4K, I remember FSR 3 doing a really bad job with her hair quality. Uh, it looked very visible with shimmering, and the only technology at the time that could clear it up was DLSS 3. But it still didn't look too great, and even Native TAA looked bad, so it will be interesting to see if these new technologies literally clear that up. But that will have to be for another video because I need to get to that point in the game, so that's why I've started playing it again as well. But literally, I can already tell like ultra wide 1440p. I mean, that's if you're going to see a degradation in hair quality, it will be at 1440p compared to 4K. But FSR 4 is doing an amazing job on this, and so was DLSS 4, so it's brilliant. So if we're zooming in, I mean, it is amazing how stable it is at this resolution. It makes me want to play the game again, to be honest. It's literally like a remake of the game, I think, looking at the visuals now. So zooming in a bit more, you can just see the detail at 1440p. You would usually see it break up, but you don't. What I like about Spider-Man as well is the combat is really fun. Like once you start playing it again, I do feel like playing lots of the game again, lots of the missions. Anyway, we move on to DLSS 4 now. So now we're on the Nvidia, the 4090. So yeah, I mean it definitely improved with the, as I said, with the edge stability. Uh, I mean, because I did start playing when I first reinstalled this game, I did start playing it on the 4090 first, and then when I went to the 97 XT, I just noticed like when I'm swinging about, the edge stability just looked cleaner, and so that was the only thing I noticed. But everything looked great. I mean, we're looking at the same cutscene again here, and the hair quality looks great. So I mean, that's the only difference really. And in terms of close-ups with cutscenes, the detail is great. I mean, it's the best I've ever seen it. And so you're getting a great experience on Nvidia and AMD now, just because of these upscalers. I mean, it's great that you can literally go back to older games, and if it's got like upscaling in it, you can. It's like a, as I said, it's almost like a remake because the visual fidelity has got a lot better. And I know some people are still against it, but I still prefer native. I understand it, but once you actually experience it for yourself and you see the differences, the detail is incredible. And the artificial intelligence is definitely just bringing out the pic. Like even when you look closely at the skin of the characters and all that, you do notice how detailed it is. And it was like more of a blurry look with the TAA because that would blur everything out, but it just makes everything sharper, and there's definitely more detail coming out. But yeah, as I said, that edge stability is definitely winning on DLSS 4. Although I will say it isn't perfect. You still get a bit of aliasing every now and then, even on DLSS 4, but it is definitely more noticeable when I was like when I went to the 97 XT. I did start noticing it a lot more. So as I said before, like once I play a game on, and then I sort of go to a, I mean, it sounds bad when I say a downgrade, but it is a bit of a downgrade in a way because of the edge stability. So I mean, but then they're both great. So it's just difference. I would just say DLSS 4 at this time is definitely, when it's working properly. Anyway, it's definitely better with edge stability. So I mean, what I'm sort of aiming for is I want them to both look great, and then everyone's happy. That's what I'm looking at. And I just wonder why some games DLSS 4 wasn't blowing me away, but in this game it is. So, but yeah, it's great. I mean, ideally you want them both to look great, and FSR 4 does look great in this game with the close-ups and all that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm having to pick those just to tell you the differences between these two upscalers, but ideally, again, I mean, 1440p, you will, more likely than 4K, you would see more aliasing. So it would be a lot worse at TAA Native. So Native at 1440p, when I've actually looked at it, I was playing like Borderlands 2. So I've been playing that a lot and I've completed it now. And I did notice there was quite a bit of bad aliasing. And because I've got so used to using FSR 4 at quality mode, even at balanced performance, I notice even at 1440p it is a lot cleaner than it would be at just native without the upscaling. And that is the thing. I mean, you can say the same for DLSS 4. They both do a job. If as long as they're not like, as long as it's not bad implementation in the game, say. But I really would have to say, from what I've seen, I mean, I do game a lot. on different games, and I would have to say when I'm looking at games, I would have to say as soon as I turn native on TAA8, I do think, I mean, when I'm playing Yakuza games as well, I do think it just looks better when I'm using FSR 4 AA or DLAA, and it just looks sharper and better. And then I'm trying to play TAA Native, and it just looks more blurry. And see, I don't like a over sharpened image. I like a sharp image, but I don't like it to the point of distraction, which I've seen in some games, as I've said before, with DLSS 4, where it's trying to do too much of a good job. But I definitely can't stand TSR because that blurs it out. Unreal Engine's Upscaler and TAA Native, I just don't think it's cutting it anymore, when especially at lower resolutions. But 4K, it might still be alright, but I would have to say, not that I'm just going to go out my way to hate on it, but I would say I'm preferring the upscalers now, this generation, over anything other than TAA Native or TSR, whatever. So, see, I actually see a case scenario for both those upscalers now, because they're just making older games look better, like this one. And as I said, it's pretty much like a massive upgrade, because you can go back. That's why I like PC. I love it that you can just go back to older games, and you're just getting better image quality now with these upscalers. It's like games like Red Dead Redemption, you can go back. Even GTA 5, now that's got FSR 4 in it and DLSS 4. So it just gives it sort of brings more life to the game, and you feel like playing it again. That's exactly what I felt when I started playing this. So yeah, I mean, going back to FSR 4, it's definitely improved with stability when I'm looking at other games. But maybe this is one of the games that really test it more, because you literally swinging about, and there's a lot of buildings about. But then I haven't noticed it on other games as much. I don't know. It's a weird one, but I mean, definitely when I was looking at Spider-Man 2, FSR 4.0.1 did fix that when you're going from FSR 4.0.0, but maybe because there's more detail coming out and stuff like that. There's an incredible amount of detail coming out now with FStar 4.0.2. Maybe they're still sort of working on that to sort of fine tune it. So maybe it's that. But I'm really liking the quality we're seeing on FSR 4 as well now. So you're getting an incredible amount of detail. Hair quality looks great. And as I said, it's only first descendant, and this game I've noticed it with this edge stability being a bit worse than usual, but then it's only because I'm comparing it to DLSS 4 in this game, and they're obviously doing really well in this game, Nvidia. So yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.